One of the challenges that we have in the recruiting process is trying to figure out how to slow down the wheel of commitments. And I would love to see a world where either our media, whether it be a Flow softball or some entity, started a campaign around transparency. And you go into the softball world right now, people will say the parents are forcing the early commit. And then you go to another group and the college coaches will say, no, it's the college coaches that are creating the early commit. I was coaching right when this started, and it's important somebody step up and say, it was the college coach that started this. There's no dancing around it. The college coach started the early commit. And what happened along the way was when you don't have oversight and you're not measuring what is being offered, when a college coach isn't being held accountable to what they're offering, your softball society can run out of control because there's no accountability. And what's sad for me, I'm an outsider now. I'm irrelevant in terms of the nuances of recruiting. But this is what I know as an outsider. When you had that first coach offer a scholarship to a freshman in high school, and then an 8th grader, and then a 7th grader, and then a 6th grader, what happened was people tried then to keep up. And then when you got more people verbally committing, the college coach now figured out the only way to keep up is now to offer that one scholarship 5 times. And now we're in a world where parents are putting the pressure on the college coach. So it's interesting that it's come back to bite us, because the parent now will come to campus and be a 7th grader and say, are you going to offer? So now what do? How do we solve this? The other issue we have, and I'm just a bystander, but now I see both sides. I never saw the parent side. I was a college coach. I never had to deal with early commits. To give people perspective, I retired in '06. So we were committing kids in their junior year. And now that we don't have accountability on the verbal, you have softball families that are committing to multiple colleges. You have colleges that are committing one scholarship to 3 or 4 families. And we know that that's a recipe for disaster. And now we're in this world where recruiting has gotten really dirty. And I'm not sure we're ever going to be able to solve that overnight. And then to add insult to injury, this is something that I've watched happen. We have certain conferences where a verbal commitment is not a moral imperative. Meaning, I'm from this conference, it's okay to double dip on a verbal. So I'm going to commit to you and commit to you, or I'm going to uncommit to you and uncommit to you. So my word doesn't really mean that much. In the college world, word doesn't really mean that much. And our conference doesn't really care. And I'm not even here to pass judgment on whether that's right or wrong. That's not my role. I am irrelevant. I'm a retired coach. But where I see the problem is we have other conferences in the country where a verbal commitment is a moral imperative. And those conferences are living by that. So for me as an outsider, I'm saying, hey, everybody, we need to get all on the same page so the parents can navigate this. And so that's where we have an issue. And so my rhetorical question is, what if we made the verbal commit this open, honest, transparent transaction? That what if we put everybody on a digital dashboard that verbally committed? And what if we put in that column what they were promised? I know softball's like, no, she did not go there. No, she did not just say that. And I have colleagues that are saying, no, we need to go the other way. We need to stop talking about the offer. Parents need to receive that offer of their prospective student athlete and keep their mouth shut. And I'm saying, no, everybody, that's why we have a problem, is we're encouraging families to keep their mouth quiet, because then the bad things happen, because the multiple promises are happening with that one scholarship that's being offered over and over again. What if we put it out there? I'm Susie Smith. I got a verbal from X school. That school verified it, and it's for academic or athletic egg. What if we did that? Like, oh, no, she did not. Would that slow it down? I mean, let's face it, we're all guilty, right? I'm going to look you in the eye and say, am I perfect when I get on the freeway? Am I flying down the freeway at 55 miles an hour? I'm not. But the minute I see that, we've got a trap right there, I do have a tendency to take my foot off the gas. So would the same thing happen? Because I love this sport so much, and I know that 95% of our college coaches of every level are amazing people. We only have 5% that are mucking it up. They're making it dirty. And the same with the travel ball. 95% of those travel ball people, they're phenomenal people. 5%, they're making it ugly. Same with the families. 95% of these softball families are incredible. 5%, not so much. So what if we did create this? Maybe it's Flow Softball. What if Flow Softball created this national dashboard where we were committing who was verbal? I'm okay with uncommitting. I'm not, Sue's not sitting here saying, hey, you got to stand by your word. I'm not even getting into that moral judgment. I'm just saying, please let everybody know what you're doing. So if you uncommit, let everybody know that you are on record for uncommitting, whether it be the college or the softball player. So really what I'm just trying to say is, what about open, honest, and transparent, no matter what you do and how many times you do it? And I think that would be exciting to see our media jump on that and be a participant in amplifying honest, open, transparent information regarding verbal recruiting. Because if you think that the NC2A is going to change those rules overnight, that's not going to happen. And if you think people are going to do it on the honor code, that's not going to happen. But what if the media got involved and said, yeah, let us do it. Let us be the ones that say, Susie got offered a partial. Coach, do you confirm you offered that? Perfect, confirmed. No confusion. Oh, Susie uncommitted, or they uncommitted? Perfect, we'll document it. Then the next family coming in knows, ooh, this is a college that commits and uncommits. Wouldn't it be great if we were just paying attention to those kinds of things? Could we just instinctually slow down that process? I'm going to wager I think we can. Why don't you do a piece on that?